Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, I was on Instagram earlier today and I seen a celebrity. I believe this guy's name is like Chino Bean or something like that. Chino or Chico Bean or something like that. And he was talking about his experience with high blood pressure, okay? And he was at the doctor, and the doctor told him, like, hey, man, you got high blood pressure, man. You got to start making some changes. And he was like, man, I don't need to be worried about no high blood pressure, man. I'm straight. And then the doctor was like, oh, man, like, you know, they can start affecting other areas. Like even when you're in the bedroom, you know, you got to go ahead and take care of this, man. This ain't nothing good. And so it got me to thinking, you know, I understand that a lot of people that are like working in their professions, in their career, working hard, you know, a lot of times they tend to gain a lot of weight. And what I see when I look at my assessment forms with people who inquire about working with me, I say about 80 to 90% of these people who fill out these assessments to work with me, they have high blood pressure, okay? They have, in other words, hypertension. And I also see that these people also have brain fog, which kind of goes hand in hand with hypertension, okay? It affects blood flow, okay? It affects a lot of different things that we're gonna talk about today. But I don't think that a lot of people realize you can't outwork hypertension. Like when you're grinding, when you're trying to push, when you're trying to, you know, excel in your career and like just really challenge yourself and push the needle on what you can accomplish, you can't outwork it, because this is how strokes happen, guys. This is how people get strokes. This is how folks have like brain aneurysms, like blood clots, you know, in their brain because of the high blood pressure. And so there has to be a different way outside just trying to outwork these things, because it's a silent killer. We don't know what it's gonna do to us until it does it. You see what I'm saying? And some of the people who reach out to me, they say, well, I'm on medication. The thing about medication is this: the medication isn't solving and fixing the problem. It's just masking the problem, guys. So if you're on the CPAP machine, or you got high blood pressure, you're on the meds, guys, it's not solving the problem. It's just, in some ways, it can manage it depending on your lifestyle, or it could continue to get worse, which means the doctor's going to put you on even more medications, which I've seen people tell me on game plan calls. And so that's no good. All right, what we want to do, because it's kind of like this, guys. Imagine you have a trash can in your kitchen, and you notice that the trash is starting to get a stench, right? And instead of just taking the trash out, you just spray some Febreze. You clean your house up. You're doing everything that other than solving what's going to solve the problem of that stench getting worse, right? What you want to do is just take the damn trash out. That way, you solve the problem, right? Instead of spraying Febreze on the trash can and it temporarily fixing the issue, but it's not fixing it to the point where you don't have to worry about it anymore, okay? And so what I'm going to talk to you about today is how to fix it, not tolerate it, not just sweep it up underneath the rug and then things get worse. You know, there's people in our culture like, what's his name? The GOAT, you know, what's that guy named? Kevin Samuels. You know, he was very controversial, but I believe he put out some goodwill in the market, you know, outside of his controversial things that he shared. Passed away from high blood pressure, hypertension. He had a stroke. He had a heart attack, okay? This is how my grandfather passed away. He was 46 years old, gained a lot of weight, ended up having sleep apnea, ended up having a stroke, and passing away in his sleep, okay? And so these things are very important. If you notice that you're lacking sleep, and you're noticing that you're waking up feeling tired and just like not rested when you wake up in the morning, that's not a good thing, okay? You got to start improving things about your lifestyle and your eating habits. That way you can avoid having high blood pressure and hypertension, okay? And so here's the things that you want to do. Here's the things that I teach my coaching clients, okay? The first thing is not just working out like a bodybuilder. This is what most folks think they got to do. Like professionals, they go to the gym like, oh man, I got to start lifting heavyweight. I got to start really challenging myself. And that's cool. It's admirable. But what you actually need is a workout routine that supports your way of living. That way you can actually do it and consistently do it. Versus what I see most guys and women doing, they start a workout plan, but then they fall off because it doesn't fit their life, okay? This is why over here we do something called lifestyle-based training. And so you're able to hit the gym in a way where it supports your schedule, your goals, your fitness level. That way you can continue to do it long term. Not just do it for a couple of weeks or for a couple of months and then finding yourself falling off, feeling disappointed because you didn't lost the results. It's no good. You want to stay ready. That way you never have to get ready, okay? But here's the thing. When you exercise, cardio, when you exercise, weightlifting, this helps with blood flow, okay? Blood flow. A lot of times when folks are eating a very, fast food type of a diet, eating a lot of processed food, eating a lot of junk food, drinking a lot of Simply lemonade and things like that, we tend to get a lot of plaque built up in our arteries, okay? You may go to the doctor, your doc may say, hey man, your triglyceride levels are really high, unless you know you have a very fatty diet. This can cause hypertension, guys, okay? And when you exercise, it increases the blood flow. If you notice that you have a lot of brain fog on a daily basis, you're feeling fuzzy, you know what I'm saying? You can't think effectively and be sharp the way you want to in your career, the hypertension. You start to move more, you start to feel better, okay? This is not about being a bodybuilder or a fitness coach. Guys, this is a way of living, all right? Average folks just look at this stuff as like, oh, it's you doing this because you're a fit person. You're a fitness person. No, this is a way of living. Like when I started doing in-person training out here in Buckhead, Atlanta, I did it over a decade. And a lot of the people that I helped, they weren't like just morbidly obese. Like these people were like doctors, nurses, news anchors, and, you know, people who did real estate and things like that. And they understood the importance of being able to perform at a high level required them to exercise. That way they had the energy, not just the confidence because their image was on point, but the energy and their health. Because there's nothing worse than going to these events or trying to, you know, go throughout your career and grow, but you just feel limited. Like you can't really just do what you truly feel like you can accomplish. You're like, I know I can do it, but I just don't have the energy. I just need a little bit more time in the day. Your breaks need to be longer. You know, when you're healthy, when you have energy, you don't need as long of break periods because you have the energy, you have good health, okay? And so start to use exercise, lifestyle-based training exercise to enhance your career, enhance your personal life. It's not gonna take away, it's gonna add. People look at this stuff like it's a cost to exercise. It's a cost to having a professional coach. No, guys, it's an enhancement. It's going to enhance the way you perform on a daily basis in your career and in your personal life, okay? So that's the first thing, lifestyle-based training. These are things I teach my coaching clients. That way you have a training routine that doesn't work against your schedule, but it works with you, okay? Some of my members work out 3 days a week. Others work out 4, others work out 5. Some clients work out in the morning, others work out in the afternoon, others work out in the evening. Wouldn't you like to know that you can work out in a way that supports your life, is more convenient versus something that you start and have to stop, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, I'm going to switch over to the nutrition side of things because this is very important. I know I talked a lot about foods to eat and things like that. I'm going to talk a lot more in detail, not just about the foods. I'm going to start talking about the benefits of eating certain types of foods and eating a certain way on how it can affect your energy and your performance on a daily basis. Not just your weight. Okay, I know I want to look good, but you got to feel good too. So here's the thing. A lot of times when people think about high blood pressure and hypertension, most folks think, oh, I just got to cut back on sodium and salt. And to a certain extent, you do. To a certain extent. Because most folks, like if you grew up like I did with soul food culture, you just be dumping salt on all the food that you eat, you know. But most people who didn't grow up that way, you know, you're not really over consuming on sodium for the most part, unless you're eating a lot of junk food, a lot of like chips and just foods that have like canned foods that have a lot of sodium in it. You know what I'm saying? Most folks not necessarily doing that. And so cutting back on sodium isn't like one of the main things that you need to change. Something that you do need to change though is the quality of the foods that you eat. You want to start eating more foods that have magnesium in it and foods that have potassium in it. Okay, things like bananas, things like salmon, other foods like I wrote a couple of them down because I didn't want to forget. Avocados, green leafy vegetables. There's a lot of people out here who are grinding in their profession and trying to take care of their family, not eating no vegetables. Like how can you be telling your kids to eat healthy, but you're not eating green vegetables on a daily and weekly basis? You got to do these things, okay? What else? So when you eat this way, it's going to help you regulate your blood sugar, all right? It's going to help you manage your stress level, all right? Because magnesium, it helps manage our stress, our mood, our energy, our nerves, okay? In some of my content, y'all may have heard me talk about how I take magnesium glycinate, okay? Before you go to sleep, if you want to feel more well-rested, and I'm giving y'all a gym right now, these are things that I actually show my coaching clients, like the supplement stack to have high energy and lower stress. One of those foods in that supplement stack, well, one of the supplements in the supplement stack is magnesium glycinate, okay? Take this before you go to sleep. You're going to feel a lot more rested when you wake up in the morning, okay? Now, here's the thing about supplements, though. If you're not having a strong foundation with your eating habits and lifestyle as far as exercising, the supplements won't do anything for you. You're just going to be spending a mini fortune on supplements and you're going to be wondering why it's not working. It's because you don't have a strong foundation with your eating habits and your exercise habits, okay? And so supplements, they just enhance what's already working. If you're not already doing the work, supplements won't work for you, okay? That's the second thing. The last thing is what I call flexible eating, okay? Flexible eating. The reason I talk about this, and because the way I do my nutrition plans for my members, I call it flexible nutrition meal planning, where I show you how to eat foods you enjoy eating in a way that works for your lifestyle, works for your schedule, and so that way you can not only lose the weight, but you have energy throughout the day, right? What I see most folks doing though, they starve themselves in the morning or throughout the day, and they say they're fasting to justify the fact that they're really starving. And they find themselves binge eating later on in the day. They find themselves eating snacking on a lot of junk food like trail mix, chips, cookies, crackers, little treats here and there throughout the day because they're not eating real meals. Guys, how can you perform at a high level and have energy if all you're doing is eating junk food throughout the day, fast food throughout the day, or starving yourself throughout the day? Now, guys, of course your blood pressure is gonna go up if one, you're starving, you're not eating anything, okay? If you're not eating anything, that's gonna cause a high level of stress, gonna make your blood pressure go up, okay? Two, let's say you are putting food in your body, but it's junk food, a lot of fast food, a lot of processed food. I want you to think about this. Like I got a Corvette C8. If I put I think like 87 gas, I think that's like the lowest one. If I put that type of gas inside that car, a high performance car, the car is going to eventually break down, okay? That's what's happening to some of y'all's body. You're not looking at your body like it's a true vehicle to help you perform in your career and in your personal life. And you're putting junk food in there. And as you put junk food in there, you notice that you're gaining weight. You're noticing that you're not able to perform and do things like you used to. You don't have as much energy. Walking upstairs, you're getting tired. You know, you have to take more breaks throughout the day because you're mentally exhausted. This comes from the quality of food that you're eating. This comes from not having structure with the way you're eating. Very, very important, guys. You can't starve yourself if you want to perform at a high level. okay? It's also going to cause cortisol to increase, which is a stress hormone. It makes it very hard to lose weight if your body is flushed with cortisol because you're extremely stressed because you're starving yourself, or you're extremely stressed because you're trying to perform at a high level, but you're not putting the right fuel, the right food, and the right amount of food in your body to perform at that level. Your body's going to be working against you, okay? It's a conflict, internal conflict, no good. And so instead, this is why you want to have more of a flexible-based nutrition plan where you can still eat foods you enjoy eating, but there's structure around how many meals you need to eat a day. There's structure around your portions throughout the day, not just for weight loss, but also for energy. One of my coaching clients, Lance, this guy, he runs a business. He joined the coaching program to really be like the moral support for his wife, Goldie. Goldie ended up dropping 30 pounds in 3 months. Lance dropped 40 pounds. But what I didn't know when they joined is that Lance was dealing with a lot of brain fog, a lot of just couldn't really perform the way he wanted to in his career because his eating habits didn't support his ambition. That's what's happening to a lot of you guys. The way you're eating and the way you're living is not supporting your ambition, so you can't accomplish the things you really want to accomplish. You're plateauing yourself, okay? But after he dropped 40 pounds, we met up, went out to Stone Mountain. We had like a client meetup event. He was like, man, I feel so much better, man. No more brain fog, man. I feel like I could just do more. He out there running like 2-3 miles a day now. I'm like, dude, you getting it. You doing more than what you actually need to be doing inside the coaching program. But because he's feeling better, he feel like he can accomplish more. It's actually fueled his ambition because he has more energy. Imagine how much more you could excel in your career and with your family, like enjoy time with your family if you had more energy. Imagine how much more you could do if you were 30 pounds down, 40, 50 pounds down. How much more confidence and energy would you have just being able to look at yourself and be like, dang, man, I look like that guy. Or, man, my outfits look good on me. You know what I'm saying? That gives you energy, just knowing that you can look at yourself and be like, man, that confidence will just give you energy because you loving and admiring how you look. And not to add, the compliments. A lot of times when I do coaching check-ins with my clients on a weekly basis, when they fill their check-in form out, I always see folks who are like, man, folks complimenting me. One of my coaching clients, Brandon Dix, he just texted me. This was yesterday, actually. He just texted me. He was like, man, this is crazy. I didn't have just one person give me a compliment. I had 2 people give me a compliment. Dude, you can get an energy boost just off of people telling you that they can see the fruits of your labor. You see what I'm saying? Very important to start taking care of yourself. Very important to stop looking at, building a healthy relationship with food and exercising as a way of just building the perfect body or just looking good. This is a lifestyle. This is how you are able to perform at a high level and excel in your career and, enjoy your personal life. You got to exercise. You got to eat the right way. All it really is self-care. Most folks talk about all this self-care stuff on social media, but they drinking Simply Lemonade all day. They're not eating real food. They're eating junk food all day. That's a form of self-care, putting the right types of food in your body. It's a form of self-care to make sure you're getting enough sleep on a daily basis. It's a form of self-care to exercise on a weekly basis. That way you not only look good, but you feel good. And deep down, you know you're doing what you need to do to take care of you. That way you can pour into the people that you love and care about. Not pour into everybody that you love and care about and then you left empty. You don't have nothing else to give because you ain't been taking care of yourself. And so hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful. Just remember, this is a lifestyle. If you want to perform at a high level, you want to excel in your career, you want to be able to, be the positive role model and example for the people you love and care about, you got to make this a lifestyle. It can't be some hack, some quick fix. All right? We out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.